All right. Good morning. Welcome back to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Man. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing fine. All right. Hope you're enjoying the day. It is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm ever encouraged or motivated. I'll never allow life circumstances to get me down, for the joy of the Lord is my strength. And I look to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. I will tell you this: your integrity and your character must always uphold you. When people speak and say things, make sure that your integrity and your character keeps you, because their words will fade away. But what should never fade is your integrity and your character as a male or a female. Today, we have a couple of things to talk about, right? We're going to deal with that in particular as it relates to an article in one of our local newspapers concerning Issa, and something else that I think needs to happen. But before we do that, let's hit the like button, let's subscribe, and let's share. Remember, I'm still awaiting you to make enough comments, at least 15, about doing a live, right? We want to find out if you really want a live video or you prefer the format that we're presently doing. All right now. So when we look at the comments and we see those, then we will decide. All right. Again, we're going to begin this video by sharing a little nugget, a life principle, something to help you. And this comes from one of our subscribers. He goes by the name Nitro 8825, right? Remember, I told you that if you leave a nugget, then I will share your nugget. So his nugget is this: true unity is forged when we embrace our shared roots while celebrating the strengths we have gained from different journeys. Whether at home or abroad, we are all a part of one Jamaican fabric, bound by our heritage and destined to rise to higher together. I figure these are his own words, but I love what it is saying. It's speaking about this oneness as Jamaicans. Um, when I consider places like Montego Bay and Westmoreland, how the brotherhood is lost, the love and unity and oneness amongst the people somehow has faded. There's a time when you felt like you'd never see such atrocities in those parishes and the communities in those parishes. And all of a sudden, kids who went to the same basic school and primary school and prep school and high school have become enemies and would do anything to take each other's life. And this call for unity is paramount to the steady growth of our country. It is not with the prime minister of the minister or the minister of national security or any politician, whether it even be the opposition. It is with each and every Jamaican, home and abroad, to forgive the hurts of the past and begin to press to the good things that lie ahead in the future. So, this message of unity from our subscriber Nitro is critical and important. I want you to begin to play your part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. That's a small line out of our national pledge, right? And you can make a difference. You can stem the flow of crime and violence in our nation. You can. Your voice has power. Your life has power. Make a difference today. I've decided that I'm going to make a difference. I've decided that I'm committing to making a change. I'm committed to that. Join me on that journey. All right. As it relates to yesterday's videos, let me just get to this comment from Omar Fowling 2156. And he was speaking about me saying that the group is pretty easy. He says, I'd pay respect to all my opponents. Just let them know that we come in to fight. All right. Berta says, I am a member of the Ravel Church. Hallelujah. Amen. Kemar Car 6111 says we should get Ian Frey. All right. And then Blue and Kuku, meaning he's a Chelsea man, says Group B, Costa Rica, clear in mind. All right. And then Star Boys, big up yourself. 3707 says, I think it can be said it's never easy, but it looks possible. All right. And then final one, Clayton Mirage, former Manningsman, 1799 says, there's no one better than Ravel, and he should be in the team for the next window. So that's the thoughts and comments of some of the persons in our comment section. And when you watch this video, please leave your thoughts and your comment. This video, I want to speak about two things, and they're connected. They relate to Issa. Now, I did speak about the issue with Mannings and the goal that was disallowed, and spoke about the officiating. And I don't want to be hard on the officials. And I did make the point that the officials that officiated in the club championship game, he was a Jamaican, and he did very well. No, it was Mannings and Stets, and this is removing Mr. Wellington, because I believe he's a person of high character. His character should not be questioned. All right, and his integrity. He's a principal, and he has done tremendous work. And I really believe that Mr. Keith Wellington, I say this without any reservation, for the work he has done with Issa, should have been awarded at the recent Heroes Days function. And maybe when he retires, then that will come. All right. That being said, that there are many questions that are being asked by persons associated with Mannings, because they believe his influence in the venue, given that it was a goal, could have caused this issue. We also saw in one of our local newspaper that a principal of a prominent school in the south central area, I think that is where it is located, Manchester it is located, spoke about Issa without referencing Mr. Wellington. He spoke to Issa, and I'm going to just take a few bits and pieces from that particular article, so you can have some idea as what was said, and what is being said, because it's important that we do it, because um, and here's what it says. And this is Jasford Gabriel, principal of Manchester High School, has leveled accusations of bias, which he believes has given clear advantages to St. Elizabeth Technical High School in the Inter-Secondary School Association, Issa Water da Costa Cup football competition. Manchester and Stets, both runners-up in their respective preliminary zones, draw 0-0 in the second round of 32 game at Stets Sports Complex on October 19. He argues that Stets, whose principal is Issa president Keith Wellington, were among three runners-up from the first round that got two home games in the second round. St. James based Malden, the runners-up in Zone A, had two games at Jarrett Park in Montego Bay, while St. Thomas based Paul Bogle High, the runners-up in Zone L, also hosted two in the round of 32 at York Oval. Taking a dig at the perceived lack of transparency on Issa's part, he questioned why Zone E round of 16 qualifiers, including Stets, did not face any team from Clarendon, a parish which in recent times have produced some of the stronger Da Costa Cup contenders. Gabriel asks, why would any well-reasoned individual dismiss all these as coincidences? Question asked. He continued, what was the process that led to the qualifiers from Zone E, including the school led by the president of Issa, ending up in such an advantageous position? It must be of concern that higher ranking teams from the previous ranking exercise did not enjoy the same privilege, Manchester High principal said. Up to press time on Wednesday, efforts by Jamaica Observer to contact Issa coordinator for football, Ewan Scott, were unsuccessful. Gabriel, who was ahead of a high school, is a member of Issa, and he felt he had no other recourse but to go public after his efforts to address the matter privately were rebuffed. Having identified what appeared to be quite obvious and unfair strategizing to secure priority treatment for Zone E qualifies to the round of 32. I engaged the key players in a conversation as early as October 14, 2024, with a view to address the said concern. His widely circulated letter said, despite efforts made by the DaCosta Cup chairman, Linvern Wright, who assured me he would have addressed the matter, no change was made to the groupings. This was not surprising to me, as the Issa president indicated to me prior that no change will be made, regardless of my observation. The letter also said, Stets ended the preliminary stage with back-to-back home games, beating Newell High 6 and Zone E winners Monroe 2-1. Stets also played their first two games in the round of 32 at home, beating William Knibb Memorial 2 and drawing with Manchester High. They beat Manning 3-0 in Savannah Lamar. Excuse me. Hey, you know what? My throat just tell me, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Right? It says it is important to note that it is stated explicitly in the competition manual that Issa reserves the right to change the order, times, or venues of the matches. All right? So let's leave that as it is. You see what is happening, right? You see what is happening. You see what is happening. You see what is happening, people. See what is happening. Problems are there. Problems are there. Problems are there. Problems are there, people. Big problems. Now, here's what I want Issa to consider, because this is a real issue, you know, and Issa has to deal with it. Now, Frome Technical High School has advanced to the round of 16. So they have a game on Saturday. It is the same day that the coach who led Frome to their first ever DaCosta Cup title will be laid to rest. This is a former national representative, a diehard Westmorelite, played his football in Western Jamaica, contributed to almost all the high schools in Western Jamaica, including Rossi's in Hanover, by the players he worked with, coach, and produced. His name is Boise Nicholson. They call him Bengeleng, someone who coached me along with Wendell Downswell. I would love for Issa to consider putting off the Frome game to facilitate this man. This is the kind of honor we need to show to persons like Boise Nicholson, who contributed so much to football, including contributed to St. Elizabeth Technical, the school where the present president of Issa is principal. There have been much delay in the competition this season for different reasons. This is a good enough reason to delay a game so that the players from Frome Technical High School can go stand in solidarity at the funeral service of Boise Nicholson. Now, for many of you, you may live overseas, you may not live in Western Jamaica, so it doesn't matter to you. It doesn't. But to the people of Western Jamaica, it matters to them. To the students, past players, the DaCosta Cup winning team that he coached at Frome, it matters to them. So what you're going to find is that people are in a dilemma. They want to go to the funeral and they have the game. This is not good for Issa. I know it is late, but I've seen referees cause game to put off that had nothing to do with anything concerning Frome. So this is concerning Frome. This is not going to affect the rest of the fixtures. And even if it means giving them quick back-to-back games, shorter recovery time for the second game, this is important to them. And I think Issa need to pay attention to this. Right here, right now and fix this matter. I don't know if the people at Frome have asked, have said anything, but I want to personally do it. Personally do it because I know this man and I know the work he has done. And too often we don't pay tribute to the great ones who have impacted football across our nation. Their lives come and it goes as if there's nothing. And there's no recognition, there's no remembering, there's no celebrating, there's no honoring of them at these key, strategic, and important memorial stones in their lives. Issa, do the right thing. I want to end with the Cavaliers Mocha game last night. And when I watched that game, I realized that Jamaica, the surfaces here, are not the only ones that have issues. Heavy downpour, the field was full of water. Ball could not move easily in several places. Now, we need to level criticism because if that were a Jamaican pitch, if that were the National Stadium, if that were at Arnett Gardens, if that were at Mount Pleasant, if that were at Sabina Park, and that was the state of the surface, we would be strong and resolute in our criticism of the surface. And that's number one. Secondly, whether you like Rudolph Speid or not, I think he's one of the best coaches we have locally right now. Given what he was able to do with, and I still say, with a very young team. The team that they played against had players from Colombia, from Venezuela. This is not just a Dominican Republic group of players. They have players, mark you, not national players, but players from all around South America. Coming up a Cavaliers team, primarily built around players from Jamaica. And Cavaliers could have won the game. I believe they created the clearer opportunities. So hats off to Rudolph Speid. We don't see eye to eye a lot of times. We don't agree on many things. But there are two persons in this football that whether you like them or not, there are some things that they do that you have to give them credit for. When it comes on to these leagues in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, he's a top coach. The next man, you have to give credit. All if you don't like him, you don't like his ways, you don't like his behavior, it's Craig Butler. Because whether or not you all believe it, the fact that he was able to move Leon Bailey, to move Dujan Whisper Richards, and I see Sean Layton is the next one that he's moving. It is not easy to get that done from a Jamaican market space. So many times we let our personal grudges and issues with people stop us from giving them credit for the work that they are doing. So I want to give both of them credit, but in particular, Rudolph Speid for what he has been able to accomplish with this young Cavaliers team. Richard King is the only constant in the Jamaica national team. And I must say, I must commend Richard King as well. Excellent game. He has been leading this group of youngsters very, very well. He has matured, he has grown. And I know people question sometimes his selection, his national selection. But when you look at the league all around in Jamaica, is there a center back better than him in the league? And maybe at the right time, an opportunity will come for him, for his talent to be taken elsewhere. But I must say, kudos to them. They have the second leg in Jamaica next week, and I hope on a dry national stadium pitch, good condition, they can express themselves and they can win the game. But big kudos to Cavaliers, and in particular, Rudolph Speid, who is the head coach out there. Again, it's okay not to like him, but you can still give him credit for what he has done and accomplished with this team. Separate result from relationship. A bad relationship don't mean you cannot say good result. And saying good result to a person don't mean you have the best relationship with them. You see, the thing is that we don't understand that there can be distinction between relationship and results. There are times when the two merge, but there are times when they can be separated. All right? So my people, do the right thing. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Give me your thoughts and your feedback on this one. You understand? What are your thoughts? And what is your nugget that you want to share with the rest of the people? I just did Nitro one at the beginning of the video. Let me hear what yours is. But I am management. This is I Am Sure Sports. And you know how it is. When it comes to the end of the show, we say we are over. And we are OUT. Guess what? We are out of here.